All right, Krista, take it away.
Hey, 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 everyone. Thanks for jumping on today for our Lunch and Learn for July 2025. So excited to have y'all here and can't wait to impart some knowledge on y'all and hope it's something that you're able to take away or something that you're able to bring to your team to make some tweaks or adjustments to your own Service Titan. So we are the CSR moderators, and it is Angie Snow, who everyone knows and loves, because you can't not love Angie Snow. And then Brittany Burgess, who I don't see that she's jumped
Yeah,
on
she's
yet
not coming today.
today.
She's not coming today. She's
Yeah,
feeling well today. So we'll send her
yeah,
the recording. She was excited about this one.
yeah. Who is at Service Titan as well, and then myself, and super, super happy that Angie and Brittany let me be a part of this and get to participate. So, just a brief agenda. We're going to go over some Service Titan events, some key Service Titan automations, do a mastermind with questions, and then a wrap up. So, I'm Krista Landon. I am the marketing and IT manager at Gulf Shore Air Conditioning. I have been employed there. Today is my 14th year anniversary today. So, I didn't even know that. My team member Emily actually texted me this morning and she was like, 14 years, really? Question mark. And I was like, 14 years of what, babe? And she was like, that you worked here. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess today would be that day. So shout out to Emily for reminding me that today was my anniversary. So my work anniversary, I guess is what I should say. I am the director of marketing for Lady Titans as well. So if y'all are not a member of Lady Titans, scan the QR code to find out more and to join us. We would love to have you. But yeah, so I have been part of an HVAC organization for a very long time. I started off as uh, an administrative assistant position, answering the phones, doing billing, entering in invoices back when they were paper invoices, and then would hand enter them into our CRM software because it was not mobile at that point. So I've been here a long time through a lot of things. Upcoming Service Titan events. Pantheon. Who's going?
I'll see you there.
Yeah? Who else? Tiffany, Stacy, Michelle.
Lots of people. If you are coming, I'm going to give another little plug here, Krista, because we haven't really come out and announced this yet. But the first night, the 17th, right after the welcome reception, we're going to have a women's block party. And I see a lot of women on this call. So, women's block party, we'll be watching for more info. Lady Titans will share out the info as well, but it's going to be a ton of fun. So, we hope everybody can come to that.
Yes. Miranda, you're not going to make it this year. Neither am I. I am currently 8.5 months pregnant and due 2 weeks before Pantheon. So traveling to Pantheon this year is not an option. So, Miranda, you and I can sit on our couch at home and just have severe FOMO together
It's not going
and
to be the
work.
same without you. I'll have to FaceTime you.
Yeah, someone just carry around like a popsicle stick with my face on it and,
You go.
take pictures of me as if I am there.
Right.
But yeah, so if you haven't registered, please register. It's always a phenomenal experience for myself and other attendees that I know have gone in the past. I always learn so much, take so many notes, and come back and implement so many amazing, amazing things. Stacy, this is your first time going?
Yeah, it is. I've actually only worked with services, I guess, for like a little over 2.5 years now, so it'll be closer to 3, the closer we get to Pantheon. But yeah, so this is my first time getting to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Fantastic. Well, now you're even more sad I'm not going to be there.
I'm sure there'll be another time.
Yes, next year. I'm not missing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into it. So a few of the ServiceTitan native features that I would like to go over with y'all today on how you can better automate your operations on the call center and dispatching side of things is the utilization of tags, adaptive capacity planning, SMS texting for recurring services, form conditional logic, and then alerts. Who here utilizes any of these or all of these so far?
Yes.
Stacy, use all of them. Fantastic. David, Scott, fantastic. Tags and alerts, tags and texting. Awesome. Tags. Fantastic. I'm glad so many of y'all are already advancing your utilization of ServiceTitan and automating as many things that you can that come with the native product. Really happy to see that. Helen's working on capacity planning now. Fantastic. Summer, tags and forms, but my forms need to be updated to work better. Yes, you can always improve a form. Awesome. Okay, well, let's dig in, y'all. Okay, so smart tagging equals smart dispatching is the way that I look at it. As long as you take the time to focus on your job types so that you can ensure that specific job types have specific tags when the job is booked so that it goes straight to your dispatch board to help your dispatchers utilize the tags on the dispatch board, rearrange, reassign technicians as needed. That saves time, improves efficiency, and automatically does that for your team. So if you have dedicated CSRs and dispatcher roles, your CSRs are not having to think about, oh, I forgot to add that tag, and then the dispatcher's having to add it, or it doesn't get caught and it causes a lag in getting a technician assigned. So the way that you do that is, of course, in settings, go to your job types, and then as you can see here, it's one of the functions to automatically add a tag. So here I just chose one of our generic job types for scheduling and maintenance after an install. If a client doesn't automatically enroll in our membership plan at the time of install, we automatically enroll them in a first year program to where that they get a maintenance 6 months later, and then they're prompted to renew right at their 1 year anniversary. And so it automatically will add a tag to let all of our team members know that this job is a first year PPP job. So that there's less confusion. Everyone knows that, quickly looking at the dispatch board, they can see what this job is and know what we're going to do. From there, your location tags. So this is my ultimate favorite tag that I've ever created in my entire life is our COD tag. Now we are natively a COD company, but you always have those people that try and get by without paying the technician before they leave, specifically so that they don't have to pay their bill, because they know once we leave, it's really hard to get paid after the fact. Does anyone here have that problem too? Where you've been trying
Yes.
to collect on an invoice for like 6 months to a year, and it's all because the technician didn't collect before the van left the driveway? Yeah, so this is my ultimate favorite tag that I've ever created, and I did it being silly at first, but it really helps the technicians stand out with the little squirt guns and the COD so that it stands out on the dispatch board, that even the technicians and the dispatchers know that we either need to have a credit card on file or the technicians cannot leave without collecting because we're never going to get paid otherwise. So having tags like this that really stand out for your team, utilize emojis in them, make them fun and colorful and stand out, so that it catches your team's eye. And then always when you're creating a new tag, choose the little check mark there that says show on dispatch board so that it automatically is there for your dispatch team to see for job alignment. Um, my other favorite tag is our GPP tag, which is our one and only membership that we have with our little dolphin in it, because that is our mascot. But you can also automatically add these tags on the membership and the recurring service so that as these jobs are being booked, that tag automatically adds in so that you can see it on the location, you can see it on the job as they're being booked, that this is a valued customer because they're on your membership program. So just make sure that you utilize tags as much as possible for as many things as possible to help automate not having to dig through customers' accounts, not having to, quickly be able to see that they have a membership or they don't have a membership, so that when you're on the job booking screen and your CSR is booking a new job for a demand service, they can easily see that that isn't part of the script I need to talk about. They're already a member. So let me just rephrase it. Instead of saying, hey, would you be interested in learning more about our membership today? Thank you so much for being a valued member of our Gulf Shore Protection Plan. So you can tweak the script there and be more appreciative instead of prompting to get them enrolled. One thing that I would like to mention about tags is that they're not just labels. They really are powerful triggers that you can tailor how your ServiceTitan reacts to every job booked. So one thing that's really cool, if y'all aren't on any pro products, Marketing Pro can actually utilize a lot of these tags so that you can funnel down and create a really niche market to target it utilizing Marketing Pro. Does anyone here use Marketing Pro? Stacy? Kelly, you're just getting started? Fantastic. David, yeah. Valerie? Awesome. Lisa, you do what you're still learning. Rachel started a few weeks ago. Jennifer, yes. Fantastic, y'all. So if you haven't utilized um, that filter in Marketing Pro yet for tags, certainly start thinking about how you can create that niche market even more, especially as they're developing changes with Marketing Pro over the next year. I know that they're doing some really cool things only because it was kind of briefly released to me at the Toolbox Live in Miami, of what's coming down the pipeline. That start thinking now of what tags can you put in place for certain products and services out of your price book, certain location, job type, membership tags, so that you can just better narrow down your campaigns as you're sending them out, whether it's SMS or email campaigns or even direct mail.
Yeah, I'm
So
not worried about
let's
make sure it's legit.
Okay, so next up, adaptive capacity planning. So adaptive capacity planning is a brand new feature out to ServiceTitan as well. I think it's only been available for like 6 to 8 months now. Um, and it's a little bit different than adjustable capacity planning. It's kind of like sister, so you can either use one or the other. So what it does is it ensures that you have accurate booking. You are able to ensure that you can provide priority service. It decreases the amount of times that you're having to reschedule because you can hone it in and really only book for however many technicians you have based on how many hours they have on their schedule. So it also takes into consideration non-job events or scheduled time off or things of that nature to really ensure that based on what your technicians are showing as having an available time to work, that you're only booking for that availability. So here I did a little screenshot of what it looks like in our ServiceTitan for myself, as if I was booking a Gulf Shore Protection Plan, which is just a normal maintenance for us. And here it automatically knows that that job is going to take 1 hour and 15 minutes. And as you can see, you can filter by first available, which will give you just the first available appointment, which at this point would have been for next Monday, the 21st. Or you can go to all availability and see what it looks like in terms of a month view and better know exactly how much time or how many technicians or what windows you would have available. So if you have someone looking specifically for an 8 to 10 time frame window, if y'all have small time frame windows, you would easily be able to click through here and find an 8 to 10 window so that you're able to accurately book that job right then and there and ensure that you're not just flipping back and forth from the dispatch board and flipping days and hoping that you can find one of those arrival windows. You can just easily, quickly see it from the call booking screen when clicking get availability. Does anyone here use adaptive capacity planning or adjustable capacity planning? Jacqueline starting it now. Sony adjustable. Yeah, we used to use adjustable as well. We switched to adaptive April, I believe.
Yeah, do we have questions that says, is adaptive available to anyone or just a specific plan? I think it's available to anyone. Is that right, Krista? You didn't,
I
I
think
don't,
it is available to anyone. I think at this point you still have to ask to be a part of the early access. So get with your CSM and they
yeah.
can get that on for you because they certainly are allowing people to jump on this now. It was part of early access in November, December when they released it,
Right.
and then I got on it in April when they opened it up a little more.
I'll find out and I'll get some info while you're still going through that for sure.
Yeah. Jesse, Adaptive should be able to look at skills now. You may want to reach out to your CSM and schedule a call with them, because I have mine filtered by skills. So I have it filtered by technician schedule and then by skills, and then I allow it to overbook for certain skill types. So you may want to look into that. I'm pretty sure that's on now.
Hey, do you want to also go through what's the difference just for Courtney and a couple
Yeah.
of other people that may be wondering the biggest differences between adaptive capacity planning and adjustable? Because we put a lot of work into making it work. I know especially like for zip codes and things like that. Like there are some nice features if you struggle with different time zones and different zip codes and all of that.
Yes. I know the biggest thing for myself and at Gulf Shore, the difference between adjustable and adaptive for us was that we have technicians that service multiple different business units for our organization. So we have service technicians that provide commercial service, residential service, commercial maintenance, residential maintenance. And with adjustable capacity planning, you can only have them assigned to one business unit. And so there is a feature inside adjustable capacity planning where you can group business units together, but it still doesn't actually give you accurate capacity planning because it doesn't look at the technician's schedule as an individual technician. It looks at it as a group. And so you couldn't choose to overbook demand service if you wanted to. So like right now, the way that we have our setup, excuse me, is that I don't mind overbooking demand service calls by 25% because I would rather take the demand service calls and it kick off or alert me to having to reschedule maintenances because we have the influx and service calls coming in on hotter days. And so adjustable capacity planning wouldn't let that happen. That was the biggest thing for us. But certainly reach out to your CSM to look at it more in terms of which one would be the best option for you to utilize. Okay, let's go to our next one. So our next one is I didn't even know about this for a whole year before I was on ServiceTitan, and that's why I'm making sure that everyone here knows about it. With ServiceTitan native, you don't have to have Marketing Pro, and you can turn on with your CSM SMS texting for recurring services. So you don't have to pay for Marketing Pro to have this. All you have to do is have the feature turned on, and we all know that people get way better response rate from a text message than an email or even a phone call. I mean, nowadays most people work during the day, and so when we're working, they're working, and they likely can't answer the phone either. And so sending out a text message through the recurring services is just phenomenal. So make sure if you aren't utilizing it to get it turned on by your CSM and start using it so that you can reach out to these maintenance members that you have via text message. This is what ours says. It's just a very generic option. Hey Scott, it's time to schedule your next maintenance visit with Gulf Shore Air. Appointments are filling up fast, so please schedule with us soon by replying here or calling us at this number. And that is a tracking number so that we can track based on our campaigns and ServiceTitan where people are coming back to us from. So you can schedule it to run after calling if that's how your team does it. So our team makes 2 phone calls before any of our Marketing Pro automations go out. We do a courtesy call. Hey, it's time to schedule your maintenance. Hey, this is another reminder to schedule your maintenance. And then Marketing Pro picks up and starts emailing and texting after that. You can use it with the content portal for scheduling. So if you don't have Scheduling Pro or Marketing Pro, there is a way in the content portal to allow for your customers to book through their content portal, and it goes to the booking tab on your call booking screen. So it isn't an automatic book job on your dispatch board, but it does provide your clients access through their content portal to allow them to request an appointment, and then you approve it and book it. It's just another way to engage with clients. We all know that as the generations turn, more and more people are not calling as much. They'd rather use text messaging or messaging platforms to schedule or communicate. And this is just another way to start engaging with your clients and get them ahead of that. Jessica, yes. So the SMS is for reoccurring events only. So with Marketing Pro, you can utilize Marketing Pro to message your current database, but this is native inside ServiceTitan, so it's no additional fees or anything.
You-
Misty,
I was just going to
and
say for Jessica, going to the follow-up tab to do that, or just go in the knowledge base and look that up. I'll see if I can find the steps, but we do have a couple of webinars on that as well, how to do that, set that up, and get going. You do not need any pro products for that. So
no.
I'll find it and drop it here in the links for you guys.
Okay, awesome. And Misty, yes, those are mass. So it automatically just looks at, I believe you can choose the cadence, whether you want 30 days in advance or 30 days after it hasn't been booked. You get to choose that. And it is a mass text message, so it would go out to everyone at once. Valerie, you do need to be registered for SMS, but not in to be able to text about marketing. So it's a little bit different of a registration. You just need to make sure that you are registered to be able to text SMS, but it's not where you're having to ask for permission to text people. Rainforest, I don't believe it works with service agreements because it's not going through a recurring service through a membership. So I don't believe that that will work for service agreements, but reach out to your CSM and ask, because there may be something that I don't know about that maybe that could work for you. Oh, and Angie found the link. You are fast, Angie. Okay, last but not least, one of my favorites. Forms with conditional logic and alerts. Conditional logic came out not too long ago, probably about a year and a half ago now, I think, and I have been putting it in all of our forms anywhere that I can. So what this does for you is anytime you have a form for a technician to fill out in the field, you can create conditional logic to where that it will either show or hide questions based on how they respond to the current question. So it ensures that your techs are only prompted to answer the necessary questions. It increases their utilization and accuracy of what they're putting on these forms and makes it so much easier for the technicians in the field. And we all know technicians complain that they already do too much. They already have so much work that we require of them in the field. The other awesome thing that the conditional logic can do in the forms is it can automatically add tags, which is what we talked about in the very beginning. So based on how they answer and respond to a question, it can automatically add a tag to that job, the location, customer portal or customer profile, or the equipment based on the answer. So for us, one of the big things for us that we utilize this for is the system currently operational? Did you leave it to where the system's up and running or are parts necessary and we need to return? And so then it automatically adds a tag to that job that says urgent repair needed. And so it automatically puts that back on the dispatch board and alerts our team that this needs to be a priority schedule when we get the part in that needs to be replaced, or that we need to reschedule and get a two-person team out there, or whatever the technician is saying why we need to return and why they left the unit down. In a lot of places, leaving a system without air or leaving home without air is life or death. So um, that's probably the biggest one that we utilize. Last but not least is the alerts and integrations. So in settings, integrations, alerts, these can be for many functions inside ServiceTitan. So anytime a job is booked, anytime a specific form is completed, anytime a specific estimate from a specific business unit is sold, tasks are put on invoices. So if you had a task to where, let's just say you allow a technician to give someone a discount and you want to track how frequently technicians are utilizing that discount task, other than just running reports and seeing how much money you've given away, you can create an alert to be alerted to every single time that task is added to an invoice so that you can track it in real time as it's happening. It also allows you for these alerts to only notify certain team members to be alerted, which increases productivity. So not everyone has to get the alert in the office. You can make it to where only, Janice and Jim get this alert because they're over, this business unit, or, your other two coworkers get this alert, so on and so forth, based on what y'all are trying to do. Does anyone have any questions about conditional logic or alerts?
I just commented in chat.
Okay.
I've been trying to import some forms with conditional logic. So I created the form as ServiceTitan suggested, and then used PDF escape to create that file so I can import it. And I've tried like 9 times this week. I have not reached out to a support channel yet, but I keep getting the same error that wrong file. And I don't know, do we know if there's been any changes to how ServiceTitan accepts uploaded forms that have conditional logic in them?
I don't know about the PDF. The conditional logic that I'm referring to is the native ServiceTitan forms, when you create a form inside ServiceTitan and then add conditional logic to that form. I don't necessarily know about that feature any longer. I did use that feature in the past, Bobby Joe, so I will pull out of my archive our membership form for commercial memberships when we used to sell them that way. and see if it'll let me edit it, re-import it, and work that way. So I'll get back to you this afternoon on that
Okay, thank you. It was
if
just
I
a
get the same
big
error.
old crazy. Yeah, it was just weird. It's a big old crazy file. And so short of me building it in ServiceTitan, it was easier for me to do it in a PDF format. Then it didn't work. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll certainly give it a shot for you this afternoon and see if I get the same error, and then that'll at least help you narrow it down with support that this is something going on with that whole workflow, not necessarily just you.
All right, thank you.
And then let's see here, Nicole, can you add an alert to a discount or fee or just a service task? You know, I don't know. Let's just see. Can everyone still see my screen?
Affirmative.
It would help if I could spell right. It does look like it is just for service. Yeah, because I have a bad debt discount when we send someone to collections or get rid of their invoices for bad debt, and it's not allowing that to be chosen. So I am going to go with it is just for tasks out of your price book, not discounts and fees, unfortunately. Summer, is there a link to get assistance on conditional logic? Summer, the best one that I have found on conditional logic was a video Blue Collar Nerd put out when conditional logic premiered. So I would say go to the ServiceTitan YouTube channel and search conditional logic and find his YouTube video. That's where I learned the most in being able to see exactly how it's used. And then I really just got in there and started playing around was the best way that I learned how to use it and get it working the way I wanted it to. Amanda, can you send a video or steps on how to use the conditional logic and alerts? Again, Amanda, I would find that YouTube video. The knowledge base also probably has a really good step-by-step walkthrough of how to use conditional logic and get that added into your form.
I did post
Oh.
the link to that video. I have it saved on my desktop.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
And then I put the Academy course in there too for conditional logic and form. So feel free
Oh,
to.
awesome. Thanks. Christina, the conditional alerts can't go to different people on the forms, but you can have that based on here in the alert when it is. Where was that one? Where did it go? Job booked, or no, form completed. Here with the completed form. So if you had a specific form for Christina, I don't know what trade you're in, but for us, fungal growth is like really big down here in South Florida. And sometimes with our newer technicians, they're a little bit weary to have conversations with homeowners when they find fungal growth in the plenum, or the return or anywhere else in the home around the supply grills. And so we have a form around a manager needs to be advised that there's fungal growth that needs a conversation with this homeowner. And so we have that with a completed form trigger to where it goes to our service manager so that when that form is completed, he automatically gets an alert and knows that he needs to call and have that conversation with the homeowner. So that's kind of how I would do that, make it its own form or make it a specific tag and then set it up as a scheduled report to go out the next day based on completed jobs. Summer, don't pass up on that YouTube channel. There is gold hidden in YouTube. So, okay. Get back here to our slideshow. Okay, so the next thing is I just want to put a disclaimer up here. I am not trying to sell y'all on any pro products, but I do want to show y'all something really cool that I got to participate in last week. Gulf Shore, not me, but Gulf Shore is one of the first companies to have a first fully automated job booked. So what does that mean? We are on all of the pro products that ServiceTitan has to offer, and this is a timeline of the first fully automated job booked in ServiceTitan that utilized Contact Center Pro, Dispatch Pro, Sales Pro, and ran the job flawlessly through completion. The webinar that Angie Snow and I did, if you scan this QR code, it takes you to the link to watch the webinar and see the recap of that. And I would love it if you did, because it was an amazing experience to be included on that. But just to give y'all a brief breakdown of how this all worked out, is that this is an accurate job from my ServiceTitan. At 9:46 a.m., a call came in and our voice agent, Finn, took the call. So it wasn't one of my CSRs, my pod coordinators, that answered the phone. It was our virtual agent. The virtual agent determined that we had availability and using adaptive capacity planning that we could book a service call. I booked the service call for a 2 to 5 arrival window. At 9:48 a.m., ServiceTitan automatically changed the campaign that was booked to match what the campaign phone number came in as a Google Local Services, and added the tag appropriately to the job. The confirmation email and SMS text messages went out, and at 10:21, Dispatch Pro then picked up the job out of our unassigned job tray and assigned it to the best technician available based on skills, job value prediction, his historical technician performance, and assigned it. At 11:08 is when the first time we ever spent $1. Realistically, I mean, the pro products do cost money, but realistically, that's the first time that we spent $1. Was at 11:08 when the technician dispatched to the job. The bio was automatically sent to the customer. At 11:48, the technician arrived on site and Sales Pro began recording. At 1:24, the technician sold the job and completed it for $1,185. How cool is that? Summer, the virtual agent, is an AI.
Yeah, this was a pretty big moment for all of us to watch this. We have, this was the first time we'd seen any of our ServiceTitan customers do this, because this was such a new feature with those virtual agents automatically booking the job, putting it into the booking tray, Dispatch Pro automatically dispatching it. It was just really cool to see the progress of that. So it was awesome to have you come on and share that with us. So
Yeah.
it was way cool. And here's in case you can't get the QR code to work, I'm dropping the link right here. You can watch it.
Jennifer, we do watch it live on the webinar. So tune in to the webinar recap and you can listen to the call and hear exactly how it sounds with the virtual agent. They also demoed this at Pantheon last year with a demo phone number, and it was crazy, wicked, how
Oh.
realistic it sounded. Like there's even keyboard clicking sounds in the background so that it makes it sound like the agent is typing
You know what?
and active on the phone.
And it's also awesome because you can put the scripting in, right? You can let them know it's a virtual agent that they're speaking with, or you can keep that part off. You have a lot of control when you're setting that up.
Yeah, there's a lot of settings that you are able to do with Contact Center Pro and starting on the virtual agent. But it was really, really cool experience to see this last week all mapped out like this. I mean, I've known that our virtual agent has been booking calls since we turned it on over a month ago, but to actually see the timeline of a fully automated process utilizing AI was really, really exciting to see last week.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to break out into 2 mastermind groups for about 10 minutes?
Yeah, let's do it. That would be great. Let me go ahead and set that up. And I'm going to stop the recording at this point. But before we move into our breakout rooms, does anyone have any specific questions for Krista as we wrap this training up on any of these automations? Or is there anything that you guys have used that maybe Krista forgot in any of these that you might want to share, something that's working for you? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And thank you, Krista, for